Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for waiting. I don't know why it was just a week of technical difficulties. Maybe it's because of all the power outages. Did any of you have any power outages at your place? Um, I know I definitely came home one day and all my computers and all my clocks in my apartment were like all completely just like blinking like zeros, and I had to like reset everything in my apartment, including my computers. So maybe that's why it's been a week of technical difficulties. But anyway, we are here. As they say in Horton Hears the Who, we are here. We are here. Um, yeah. That's I'm not surprised. But I'm excited to draw with you guys today. We're doing doodling with Dr. Seuss, so it's going to be a very fun, lighthearted class. Um, and I don't even, I mean, I would barely even call it a class. It's just kind of us hanging out and drawing together. So let's get right into it. Uh, so today is episode 11 for our season 2, and today, once this slide moves, there we go, our morning game plan. So if you're new, I like to let you guys know what we're going to do the entire hour. That way you guys kind of have an idea and know like how much time we have left and all that stuff. We are here. Yes, Amy. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Hadassah. Hi, Damien. Hi, everybody else. Hi, Isabella. Wait, the fires create. Oh, actually, I don't know if the fires did. That's a good question. It's just been a crazy. I mean, it's been a crazy year, but it's been a crazy like week slash month where we've had the fires and the power outages. I hope everybody's safe. I'm assuming if you're watching a YouTube live stream, then a fire is not your main concern. But the wind did it really? That's okay. That's crazy. But yeah, so our morning game plan. We have our art review where we're going to look at the drawings that we did. Why does this look like different color? There we go. And then we have our quote of the day with an artist that I quote, who kind of gets us into the morning mindfulness section where we get into the right headspace to draw, because it's very important to make sure your brain is good to draw. And then also, as you see, we have the 2 art icons, which are kind of our hints at what we're going to draw. And then we have our karate break, which helps us get our bodies in the right physical position and looseness to draw. Because it's a known fact that if you like hunch over and kind of like are drawing really tight like that, your drawings are gonna look really tight. And what you want is to have really like nice flowy lines, and that's why they say don't draw from your wrist, but you want to draw from your elbow or your shoulder, so you're moving your whole arm when you draw. So definitely try that. Um, that's why the fires are spreading because of the wind. The wind knocks over the trees, which breaks power outages. Wow. Um, Thank you for the information, Hadassah. Very cool. I mean, not cool, terrible, but cool in the sense that it's crazy how powerful nature can be. Um, After we do our karate break and we do our last drawing section, then we're going to go over some morning mail, which is where I look at some art submissions that people have sent in that don't have anything to do with this class, but maybe it was the previous class or just something that you guys wanted to share. I always love seeing new art. I still feel like it's a dark color. It's kind of weird. Anyway, our challenge of the day is where I send you guys off with a challenge, and then we'll say our goodbyes. So let's get moving. Our art review. You guys sent me so many awesome pictures of art. I'm really excited to check these all out. Zoe did some really cool colored panda ones and some tigers. Your horses ones definitely remind me of like Degas. I believe he's known for doing pastels of ballet dancers, but he also did a lot of horses too. And your cat ones definitely remind me of your characters that you draw a lot, and they have a lot of like personality to them. So nicely done, Zoe. And Hadassah on the right side, very nice. I like the scribbliness of the panda and how it still looks clearly a panda, but it's like it's very sketchy. I love the sketchy drawings. Excuse me. Okay. And I think it's the dust in the air too has been making my allergies. Like right now it looks super like yellow and hazy. Does it look like yellowish in the sky like where you guys are? Because I think all week I've been like dealing with these allergies, and I think it's because like literally the dust is in the air. But Hadassah, really nice. your tiger, that like running pose is really cool. You could definitely sense the movement in it, and even how you did the stripes on it, I really like because it was just like very like they kind of express the speed of the tiger, along with the cat licking. You definitely got that face expression of the cat. So very nice job, everybody. I'm so excited. That was a really fun class too. If you guys want to send in any of your artwork, noahfontana at gmail, at teacher Noah, and I'll see it. Yeah, simple as that. If you just want to share some of your artwork, you don't have to say anything else. You can just send me the drawings. And if you do want to say something and it's about your picture or something like that, then I can include it in the morning mail too. Our quote of the day obviously comes from Theodore Geisel, who is Dr. Seuss. And there's so many fun stories about his life and how he got started. We're going to look through some of his old original drawings too that he did before he was Dr. Seuss and before he drew the Cat in the Hat. I thought one of the most interesting stories was how he got the name Seuss. So he was in college at Dartmouth, and he was writing for their paper, the Jack-O-Lantern, and he hadn't needed a pen name until one day in April he got into a little bit of trouble with some of his other fellow students, and they got suspended from working at the paper anymore. So he couldn't write in the paper. So obviously he was distraught. He was upset about that. And so in order for him to still contribute, he used a couple different pen names, and one of them happened to be Seuss. Nobody really knows why he came up with Seuss, where that came from, but he used that and he submitted a bunch of his cartoons and his drawings and stuff. And he wasn't using the Grinch or the Cat in the Hat or Horton back at that time, but they definitely looked like his style, and you'll be able to see that in a couple more pictures I'm going to show you guys in a second. But he snuck himself back into the paper by calling himself Seuss, and then I guess he liked it by the time he started doing children's books, and so that's how he got the name Dr. Seuss. It was actually because he got into a little bit of trouble, which I think was really funny. Because his quote of the day says, "I like nonsense. It wakes up the brain cells. Fantasy is a necessary ingredient in living. It's a way of looking through life through the wrong end of the telescope." And he definitely does that with his drawings. They're just all goofy and all over the place. And he's definitely looking at things in a different perspective. So for our morning mindfulness, as we take a moment to breathe, and you can take a sip of water too. Close your eyes and think about a time that you were out of your comfort zone. Now, Dr. Seuss, or Ted, as he was known by his friends, shares that he thinks that it's important to look at the world through a different perspective from time to time in order to keep our creativity alive. Sometimes this can be scary, though, because we don't know what we're going to find. That's why it can be helpful to explore these new worlds with a friend. As we move on to the next portion of class, I invite you to be brave with me in exploring new ways to draw together, and that's what we're going to do. I heard a story from Zoe, that when he was in an art class, he drew something, it looked weird, and then it turned the picture upside down, and that's where he got the idea for a few of his characters from that drawing. Oh, very cool. I think a lot of his things kind of happened by accident. I vaguely read as I was scouring the internet for information on him. But by the way, if you look on the right side over there, that's a picture of him when he was a kid, and apparently his mom, at least, I don't know, I didn't know about the teacher, but at least his mom encouraged his crazy side, and I think she even encouraged him to draw on the walls in his bedroom too, a bunch of characters. But yeah, I think that's how the Cat in the Hat got started. It was from a rejects pile that he had of drawings. Now we're gonna start from the smallest of starts. So if you don't get that hint, it was Horton Hears a Who, and how he found Little Flower and the Who's and Whoville. And that's what's really cool about his drawings and his books, is that he always has a deeper meaning to a lot of them, and he is looking out for the little guy. He's being mindful of the hierarchy, of our biases, of being environmentalists and environmentally friendly, um, and so he's really trying to do good work with his drawings. So before we draw Horton, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to grab a good color. I think this blue will work nicely. And let's start with, I want to start with the 6B pencil, which is, you guys know, is one I like because it's pretty much just like a regular pencil. So if you want, you can even use a colored pencil, or you can just use a regular pencil. Now, in the spirit of trying things with new eyes and looking through things with different examples, we're going to try to draw Horton with our non-dominant hand. So for me, that would be my left hand. That's why I'm holding it in this hand. I usually draw with my right hand. We're going to draw with our left hand. And let's see how well we can draw it, okay? Now, you guys can follow along. I don't know if you're going to want to follow along, but you can try to draw Horton with 2. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try, Zoe, to not block it with my head this time. All right, this is already really hard. Okay, I barely even know how to hold the pencil. Okay, here we go. It would help if I'm not on the eraser. Oof. Yep. This is a drawing technique that helps you see actually better because it forces you to really look at things differently. Oh my goodness. Well, that was his trunk. Here we go. I know this is my job is to help you guys, and like Dr. Seuss was saying too, it can be scary to draw things outside of your comfort zone, but you know, maybe we'll come up with the next great character from this. Oh my goodness, this is so weird. I feel like it's like I know I can draw it better, but my hand just literally isn't listening to. It's not like there's no flow to my line. Oh no, let's do the eyes. Oh my goodness. All the lines are so squiggly. This is like when we would draw like really fast. Again, it's helpful. It's like painful. It's like actually like hard to draw. Definitely, and you guys don't have to wait until the episode is over. If you want to send me pictures of these things now, and that way you don't have to worry about doing it after the class is over. Definitely send me pictures of these guys so that I can feel better about my own drawings. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Wonderful. Look at, oh no, that is really good. Thank you, Hadassah. I appreciate that. I don't know what happened to his trunk right here. It looks like it got stompled on. Okay, how are we doing? Let's move on to the next drawing. We can go back and draw him again once we've given ourselves a break. This time, okay, let me get some nice green, some green screen. That'll work. Perfect. Okay, mine looks weird. Okay, now you guys can use your right hand again, or whatever your dominant hand is. It's very warbly. Good word, warbly. So now we're going to use our dominant hand, but this time we're going to, okay, you could either just try to draw with your eyes closed, but the trick with that is that you can't see the Grinch, and so I want you to see the Grinch. So if you can, I want you to cover your drawing with your other hand so that you can't see what you're drawing, and that you can only draw the Grinch. So I'm going to hold my hand really up close. That way I can't even see my pencil. Okay? Well, it looks like a T-Rex. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Okay, cool. Let me see. Oh, I just got it. Okay. Let me see. I won't be able to show it to the whole class just yet. Let me see. Oh my goodness, Zoe, that is so funny. Yes, very warbly. Okay, so cover the other half of your page so that you can't see it, and you guys will be able to see what I'm drawing, but I won't even be able to see mine either. Okay, that's I think it'll pop up in a second. Okay, ready? So this time we're drawing the Grinch. Use your dominant hand, but we're not looking at your drawing. So if it helps, actually, since you guys can do this, I would put your paper on the other side so that you're drawing like this while you're looking the other way at the screen, okay? So put your paper on the other side of your body from the screen, and you guys can just do it that simply like that. And I'm gonna just have to cover my face. You guys are gonna trust me because I win the lie. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna start here. Okay, ready? Okay, still can't see anything. There's his mouth. Let's draw his nice little hat. Okay. It's probably hard for you guys to hear me right now, too. Oh, I want to look so bad. And also, what's bad, I can't hear your comments either. So, I can only read them, so I don't even know what you guys are saying about my artwork yet. I already know that that hand didn't look like a hand. I can just feel it. Okay. And done. Oh, it's not bad! Alright. I mean, it is terrible, but it's not as bad as I thought. I would maybe be able to guess that it was the Grinch if I was continuing to use the green. Okay. Mine is horrific. Amazing. Okay. Nice. So after you finish that guy, let's go back to Horton. Okay. I'm going to use purple this time. I look some kind of goblin elf. Okay, this time, because I'm not going to make it that easy for you guys, we are going to, that lost its legs. Okay, now try to draw Horton doing the same thing, covering one eye, like covering the paper, and then drawing it with your dominant hand. Or, I just had an idea. And I feel like the Grinch at this moment. You know where they say he just had like a terrible idea, and you just see his like smile grin like that. Okay, here's my idea. Non-dominant hand. Close your eyes. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this. Hold on. I'm going to. It's gonna. Okay, there we go. I don't even know how to move it. My hands don't work. Have you ever tried to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand? It's really hard, and you just kind of like look at your hand and you're just like, how do I not know how to do this? And you like barely know how to like stick it into your mouth and everything because it's your non-dominant hand. It's so funny. Who was I just reading? Somebody was just saying that they did that, where they would that they would do it for fun, like throughout the day. They would try to do things with their non-dominant hand. And just to change life up and to change and to see the world from a different perspective and kind of like break the habit of doing the normal things. So if you're feeling like your days, you're just doing the same thing over and over again, try to eat your cereal with your non-dominant hand, or try to, drink a cup of water, or try to throw a baseball or a ball or something like that with your non-dominant hand. Some people are ambidextrous, which means like you use both hands both like equally. I am not, clearly. So non-dominant hand, left. So I'm going to go lefty this time, and we're also going to cover the picture so I won't be able to see it. Okay, I'm just going to go like this. This is hard. Okay, I'm gonna try. I don't even know how to move. Okay, okay. How am I gonna do this? Okay. I'm like trying to find something to block my vision with. I definitely was not planning for this one. Okay, I can do this. Okay, yeah, you guys can definitely do this. Okay, non-dominant hand, just look the other way. Just look at the screen. Okay, I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, let me just make sure I'm straight. Okay, okay, go. I'm just going for it. There's like, it's kind of like a do or die kind of thing. I feel like you have to. Well, that's not good. I already left the screen. Done. Okay. We don't need to look at that one for very long. Let's draw one more. Okay. This is non-dominant hand. One more time. Are you guys still with me? Have you guys given up yet? Don't give up. I can do this. Don't look. Okay. Okay. I'll admit it. Mine doesn't even look like an elephant. It just looks like a bunch of scribbles. Did you see mine, Hadassah? Look at this. I do kind of like how like plumpy his feet look. He looks like very like I like that. I feel like I got that part. Okay. Okay, here we go again. Ready? The Grinch. Here we go. Okay. I can't even find the screen anymore. Okay, here we go. It helps to like try to draw it with one line, you know, so that you kind of know. But then the second your line gets a little bit complicated, you totally lose perspective. Oh, I feel like I have the. I feel like I have the mood of the Grinch in this one for sure. It just doesn't look like the Grinch at all. Um, oh my goodness. What would be a fun experiment too would be to actually try to. Have you seen those guys on? It's like a TikTok or something, and they morph the faces. They take like I don't know, like SpongeBob or like a Disney princess or something, and then they morph it with like the actual structure of a real face, and then you can change the perspective. Anyway, I think it would be fun to draw these guys from from. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what I just did right there, so that you guys can see, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Actually, definitely Pokemon. So if you go right here to the video feature in Procreate, if you're drawing in Procreate, you can do the time-lapse recording. So for the rest of my drawings, it's going to record it. But you just have to make sure, because if you duplicate your canvas, like what I usually do, so that it has all the same backgrounds and stuff, it will save all the drawings, and then your whole like video will just be like 2 seconds of this part of the drawing. Hadassah, let me see yours that you just sent me. Oh, I love your Grinch. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can show you guys in the meantime. If not, I'll definitely show you guys. There it is. Nice. That actually didn't look too bad. This camera's pretty good. Okay. Okay, let's take a break. I couldn't stop myself by saying no to my drawings. Yay! I'm glad you did. Alright. Let's take a break, a karate break. We're going to do some Sensei says just to shake things up a little bit. And then we're going to go back to our drawing in just a second. Okay? Okay, here we go. So, for Sensei says, let's stretch out first. Stretch your arm. Stretch out your arm this way. It's important to keep your arms loose. Okay, that much. That's so funny. You guys are so funny in the comments. Stretch out your fingers like this, pulling back your fingers. Good. Helps to keep you loose. A lot of artists that I know, unfortunately, have like carpal tunnel and bad backs because because of gravity, you just start hunching down. Your hand is still in the same position. So it's important to stretch. If you do that, you are very much less likely to get it. Okay, here we go. Spin your neck around, grab some water. here we go. We're going to start with kicks. Ready? So basically this part of the class, if you're new, is Sensei says. It's like Simon says. So if I say Sensei says, you do the move. If I don't say Sensei before I say says, or if I just don't say Sensei says at all, don't do the move. And then you'll be out. Okay. That was just the one that you do without looking. Oh, that's still pretty good without looking. I'm not sure. Which one do you guys think was harder? Was it harder with the non-dominant hand looking, or was it harder without looking using your dominant hand? I feel like my drawings came out more accurate with the non-dominant hand, but then I also think that they captured the essence of the character, like they captured the mood of the character a lot better when I was just using my dominant hand, but I was not looking. All right, ready? Sensei says. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Front kick. Did I get you with the front kick? That was pretty slow and easy. All right. Now we're gonna add it a little bit, make it a little bit more complicated. We're gonna add some blocks in. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I used to teach karate. You're not doing karate today, that's okay. If you don't do karate, I just encourage you to get up, maybe move or stretch a little bit, or get something to drink or snack on. Just something that gets you up. I got you, Anasa! Aha! And Damien, nice. Yeah, just something that gets you moves. I promise you it'll help your drawings immensely if you take these like little breaks in between your drawings. But you don't have to do karate, of course. I used to teach karate. I used to take it when I was 7 years old, and then all the way up until like I was in college, and then I think I got too busy with art school to do it anymore. But I advanced to like junior degree, junior degree black belt. My voice still thinks I'm asleep. I advanced to junior degree black belt, and then that's when I was a student teacher, and so that was when I was in my late teens, and then as I hit my 20s, that's when I got up to the highest rank I got was a second degree black belt, and then I was teaching the classes on my own, and I was teaching preschoolers and middle schoolers and high schoolers, and I was doing that for a couple of years, and then I would train afterwards with my buddy, and sometimes we would teach together, and then we'd train together afterwards. It was good times. Definitely miss it sometimes, and but that's why I'm excited to do it with you guys. So, Sensei says for the blocks, and this is a game that we would actually play with the students too, with little middle schoolers, and not the little middle schoolers, the little preschoolers, and they were adorable seeing them try to do all the moves. My wrist, because I drew so much, so I got gloves that I could sign my iPad. Give me better position. My iPad doesn't let me draw with my hand while I'm using my pencil. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things. If you look it up, some people have the glove where you have these two fingers cut off. These two fingers cut off of the glove, not of your hand, and that way you could hold the pencil, but it still doesn't smudge or streak your screen. Yeah, but definitely doing some wrist exercises, doing some yoga, that helps too. All right, let's get back to the Sensei says. This is round 2 of 3 rounds that we're going to do. So we're going to add the blocks in. You know what? I'm going to put this like that. Okay. Warning, cut off. Exactly. I cuts off gingers. Nice. Exactly. So with your material in the glove, it can glide. Yes, exactly. Fingers. I cuts off gingers. That is the comment of the day for sure. That needs to be perfect. Yes, I love it. Here we go. Sensei says. We're doing blocks and kicks. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. I'm holding my arms up so you guys can see them. I normally wouldn't do them that high. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Back kick. Did I get you with the back kick? That was just a little bit faster. Now we're going to go full-fledged speed. Okay, here we go. We're going to do all the attacks too. Sensei says, you know what? I feel like I want you guys to see. Here we go. I'm going to do something really quick. This way you guys can see everything that I'm doing. Ugh. There we go. Now I'm nice and big. You can still see me, but you can also see the moves that I'm doing. How does that look? Okay, maybe that works. All right. So I don't know why this. There we go. There we go. Now that looks a little bit better. Okay, can you teach us to do a roundhouse kick, please? Hey, I'll do karate watch. Okay. I'm running. Whoa, I just missed it for a second. A roundhouse kick. Yeah. Okay, I'll teach you guys that after if you don't get out. Okay, Isabella? Don't get out, and I'll teach you guys a roundhouse kick. Ready? Here we go. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says down block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says shoot to. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Middle block. Did I get you with the middle block, Isabella? Okay, let me move this back. I'll have to finesse with that a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So, roundhouse kick. Let me tilt this down. Okay. So, with the roundhouse kick, you start off with the front kick where you lift your knee up. Oh no, can you not see my knee? There we go. This is like new perspective. Okay. Front kick, right? You bring your knee up, snap it out, bring it back. Let's see this way, it's better. Front kick, bring your knee up, snap it out, bring it back. For a roundhouse kick, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your knee up, twist sideways, and as you twist, that's when you're going to snap your leg out. And that's how you do a roundhouse kick. And you hit with the top of your foot, like that. So if your foot normally walks like this, you're going to hit with the top of your foot. So you point your foot, and you hit with the top. Actually, you don't actually want to hit with the top of your foot. But you want to point your foot and hit with your shin, because your shin is nice and hard and pointy, so that's what you want to hit with. And that'll knock somebody down, for sure. Still in, Hadassah. Very nice. Isabella, you're still in. Wow. Okay. Let's get back to our drawings, though. Whew. So we started with, from the smallest of starts to the biggest ideas. And this is obviously Horton. Now, for those of you that are on Instagram, oh no, Damon and I are kicking each other. Don't kick each other. Okay, go back to drawing. We're going to draw now. So this is a new account that I just found the other day on Instagram. It's called Art of Dr. Seuss, and it's on Instagram. Really cool. And they have so many cool content. They even have a website that has like all of his original artwork, and they have his biography. You can learn so much about Dr. Seuss. Really cool. And just explore his artwork. Actually, before we get to this, though, I have one other thing that I want to show you. Here we go. So, um, before we go into how Dr. Seuss makes his art now, these are some of his inspirations and how he figured out his own style. So he was a big, obviously he was very much into art, but not just like you would think, almost like just children's book art, but he was also into like fine art, and he would go to paint museums in Paris and France, and so this was a Jackson Pollock right here, and this was Dr. Seuss's drawing that he did, and if you look really close, you can see right there, there's like a little tiger character that he drew in the middle. And they attribute a lot of the inspiration for this piece that Dr. Seuss did with this Jackson Pollock piece. Another one, this one was an artist that did this really cool painting, and Dr. Seuss did the one on the right again. There we go, like this. And if you look really close in the middle, you can even see there's like a little character, a little green character in the center. Really trippy piece that he did. Really nice. And of course, everybody says that Dr. Seuss, his foundation is in surrealism. And if you've never heard the term surrealism, it's the type of painting and art where it looks very realistic, but it's clearly not. It almost looks like a dream. And so it's very much, basically, if you just think of it as a dream, where it could be real, it looks real, it doesn't look like cartoony, but it very obviously is warped version of reality, kind of like when you have a dream. So up top, this is Salvador Dali. He was like made surrealism super popular. If you look, he's got like fried eggs, like hard-boiled or not hard-boiled, fried eggs at the top, and he's got these crazy different structures and things going on. Dali did these really amazing drawings. He does a lot of animals too, so he does these crazy like looming elephants and tigers and goldfish. He does one where it's like a tiger, a goldfish eating a tiger, and it was like the stripes and everything, and he was like, this is the dream that I had when a bee was flying around my ear when I was asleep. And it just sounded like a huge like monster tiger coming after him. But if you look on the right side, that's Dr. Seuss's drawing before he was doing children's books. And even though he still has the fun kind of animals, he definitely was exploring with the surrealism too. And if you look at Dr. Seuss's stuff, and you look at Salvador Dali's artwork, you could definitely see there's some correlation and there's some overlap, and definitely a lot of inspiration. And lastly, Dr. Seuss did not only just draw, but he also did sculptures, and he has a whole sculptures of fake taxidermy. Taxidermy is when you stuff an animal and you have it as like a statue. But he used like clay and paper mache and stuff to make these fake animals. Excuse me. And these are just a few of them, and they are fantastic. Excuse me, they are fantastic. I'm getting too excited over here. So he literally like created his characters and made them on the wall. These are just like 3. He's got like, I think over 50 of them. Really cool. Definitely worth checking out that website. I think it's just called Art of Dr. Seuss. And yeah, super weird, but really cool. And it's just like really fun. And it's basically like what that quote that we looked at the beginning, where he was just exploring the world around him. All right. Now, going back to, oh, we don't need that big. We need this. Yes. So, this is a post that they did, and it shows the process that Dr. Seuss would do. So he would actually type out on a typewriter the text for his books, and then he'd cut it out on the piece of paper and then glue it down on top of the page, which is really cool. And for example, here are 2 pages from his Dr. Seuss from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And you could see how it was just very scribbly. He carried the movement, but that's how he would judge it, because I don't think he did these with Photoshop. I'm going to say that he did these all like manually. And so this is actually how you would move text around on a page. Fortunately, we have tools to do this now. So let's draw let's try to draw it in this style with the pencil look. Now you guys can use colored pencils. I'm going to use in the calligraphy section. There's this pen called chalk. It's this one right here, and it works. Oops, I just have to have a layer selected. There we go. It works really well for giving almost like a colored pencil look. So I'm going to use that one if you'd like to see. Yeah. All right. So let's try to recreate one of these pictures, but instead we're gonna, of course, incorporate somebody else. So I'm gonna try to draw myself in this style. Just because as an artist, the reason I'm always drawing myself as a model, just because it's easier than asking permission for somebody else to draw. And I know what I look like more or less. And so in a lot of my college projects, you'll see like me drawing myself as like a self-portrait because I'll be posing for myself. You got your colored pencils, Zoe? Okay, great. Okay, so if you want, let's sketch this out. I want to draw. I'll sketch it out first with like this pencil, and we're gonna draw ourselves doing whatever you're doing. I just saw a couple illustrators actually do this, where they drew what they looked like during quarantine. Have you seen that trend? Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. And it's like a trend now that everybody's been hopping on the bandwagon. Let me see. It's called Day in the Life, I guess, is one of the examples. And this is this artist, Adam Dix, that I love. He's such a great artist and a really cool dude. Here. Yeah, let me just airdrop this to my... Okay. While you guys are starting to draw yourself with the colored pencils, I'm going to pull this picture up so you guys can see them. There we go. Okay, so this is the picture that I was talking about. A lot of artists I've seen draw this, where they draw like what you're wearing, that outfit, when you saw the post. And so it's like if you see this post and it's like on your feed, then you have to draw yourself in whatever you're wearing in your quarantine outfit and everything. And this is like a really cool, fun activity. And I think no other style would be better than Dr. Seuss's style for that, just because it's like a very cozy style. So let's draw. Let's see. I want to draw myself and my sit-up. Oh, you've seen it? Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's see. I have my chair, and what's cool with Dr. Seuss is that you can make it all. I mean, you guys can do this anyway, but you can make this style as goofy or as silly as you want. So this is my chair that I sit in. Let's see, here's me with my onesie. There's my hat. I'm trying to give it the Dr. Seussy vibe. Now I'm actually standing right now, but this is how it would look when I was drawing. Like if I was after we finished the live stream, I usually sit down. There are my toes. It's so nice. Do you guys feel it? Is it nice to draw now with while you're able to actually see and look at what you're drawing? And what's kind of cool about these kind of drawings is that it's always fun to look back, because then I always found that it's easier for me to remember things after I've drawn them. And not just like I could even write something, but it's just when you create something artistic during any time, any moment in time, I always feel like the act of drawing really makes you be present in that moment. Is there a specific hashtag? That's a good question. I don't think so, but I will check really quick. Because I think people have done this before. Let me see. Uh, Adam has hashtagged it. Hashtag a day in the life. Hashtag work from home. Hashtag it could be. No, that's not it. Hashtag carrot no. Hashtag PJs all day. I would say it's probably either hashtag a day in the life or hashtag work from home. But my guess would be a day in the life. I don't think there's any specific hashtag. Let me see. My friend Emily did a really good one too. Oh, but she didn't do any hashtags either. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll show you 1 second. Let me just for privacy and stuff like that, I hide people's things. How you guys doing? I have to go. Oh, bye, Amy. Yes, it is time. I'm gonna hang out, finish this drawing for a little bit longer for anybody that wants to stay. Okay. In that case, let me just wrap it up right now. No real hashtag. You guys can draw it however you want. I did want to show Hadassah did some great Addams Family drawings before we end it. These are, and you did the wife too. Very cool. Morticia, right, is the wife's name. Very nice, Hadassah. Very nice. Challenge of the day is draw something kind of like what we're doing in class in a way that you've never drawn before. Thumbs up, subscribe if you can. And on next week, we're going to be sketching groups of character, which I know, Zoe, you really wanted to do. This is just a great example of drawing some characters interacting with each other, but that's what we're going to do on Saturday. So excited for that. I will see you guys next weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'll make sure I'm going live early too. That way we don't miss any time. Her name is Amelin. Amelin? Oh, Amelin. Amelin. Or not Amy, gotcha. Sorry, Amelin. Okay. I'll remember that. Cool. Alright, well guys, I had a lot of fun. And I will see you next Saturday. Bye.